There comes a moment in every single player's career where they have to decide what to do basically with their lives, and for Thiago that moment comes now. He has to take a look at whether he wants to join a new challenge in Liverpool or Barcelona. Other clubs like Manchester United have been making the rounds, but it seems that it's going to be between these two teams. Who's gonna be getting Spain's best midfielder? Join me today as we try to find out what is next for Thiago Alcantara, or basically what would be his best destination. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look, of course, like I just mentioned, at Thiago Alcantara do Nascimento, or simply just Thiago. After winning the Champions League with Bayern Munich, he closes a chapter with the German club and he's ready to take ahead of him a new challenge. And like I've said, there are many clubs interested in his signature because it seems that the price for the Spaniard is only of around 30 million euros. The two main clubs entering the race seem to be Liverpool and Barcelona, and for the sake of having a very good unfiltered episode today, we're going to be doing a deep analysis into the situation, the position, and the role that Thiago will find himself in either of these two clubs. But before that we get into that analysis, we have to find out exactly what sort of player Thiago really is, because I tend to see a lot of confusion on Twitter, on social media, on the comment section about what Thiago is as a footballer. So let's go ahead and take a look at it now. Thiago Alcantara is a true midfield maestro. Educated in Barcelona's famed La Masia Academy, he broke into the first team under Pep Guardiola, but after a severe lack of minutes in the season of 2012-2013, a clause in his contract activated, saying that any club could get him for just 25 million euros. He has been absolutely phenomenal for Bayern Munich, winning 7 consecutive Bundesliga titles and putting in countless superb displays at the heart of the midfield, creating chances galore and setting the table for Bayern's brilliant attackers to finish things off. Since 2016-2017, no player in the Bundesliga have completed more passes inside their opponent's half as Thiago, with 4,294. And in terms of overall passes, only Joshua Kimmich has more, and it's worth noting that the German has played over 2,000 minutes more than Thiago. The fact of the matter is that Thiago is a ball progressor. He's a player that is meant to create chances for his team, and it's absolutely superb in reading the displays of the game. Thiago will most of the time tend to be the first point of contact between the midfield and the forward line, helping every single forward to occupy different positions because of his passes being just technically precise. As a deep-lying playmaker, Thiago's role is that of dictating the tempo when in possession, through flawless distribution and dribbling executions. Being a press-resistant midfielder helps him evade opposition with touches, one-on-ones, ball rolls, and powerful bursts of speed. What's more is that for me, Thiago has a unique trait that puts him ahead of all other midfielders in his category as deep-lying playmakers, and that is that he has a just vision of positional sense when it comes to pressuring and recovering the ball. When either a player of the opposition loses it or a teammate does it, Thiago is always the first man getting to that ball, trying to win it fast as possible to create a final third pass. We are talking about 90.6 pass accuracy, 11.6 final third passes, and 10.6 long balls attempted per 90. This is a pool of statistics that is simply unmatched. That is why when he is being compared with Wijnaldum, there is no even a debate. Thiago is by far the best midfielder of the two, but it is also not a replacement for Gini. In the Dutchman, there is a completely different profile of midfielder, and they must not even be compared. They must not even be put in the same discussion. The situation that Thiago finds himself currently if he joins Liverpool is not that far away from the one that he's leaving at Bayern Munich. He's literally jumping from the best team this season to the best team in the world last season. The Reds midfield is currently a working unit. That is easy to say. They work very hard. Whereas most great sides have brilliant midfields when it comes to their technical ability. Liverpool 1 is more where they kind of tend to destroy, create havoc, and they want to kind of make it as easy as possible for their other players, especially their fullbacks and forwards, to create the chances so that they can win most games. Therefore, the signing of Thiago, it's not so much about replacing a name or a player. It's about evolving and doing the changes that requires to stay top of the world of football. To avoid a collapse, Liverpool needs to start to change and think about different alternatives to win games. By keeping the hard rock meadow type of football that they have as a backup plan, it's still going to be absolutely essential. But if you put Thiago into the Liverpool midfield, especially alongside Fabinho and someone like Naby Keita, suddenly this team starts to flow completely different. And as a result, Liverpool can just give a different prospect that teams are not anticipating. And like I mentioned, if you're a Liverpool fan and if you believe that Thiago will unstabilize your midfield, that is not the case. Thiago isn't someone that is going to unbalance any side. If you were at Anfield a kind of fortress, now you're gonna be a moving castle with Thiago. On the other hand, if Thiago decides to join Barcelona, he will be taking much more of a risk, because Barcelona are a club currently in transition, a club that doesn't have too many answers for the many questions that they're creating season after season. If Thiago is really looking for a challenge, then Barcelona would be on paper the one to take, whilst Liverpool might be like the best and most attractive proposition for what is a player of 29 years old. Barcelona would be the equivalent of going back to university halfway through your 30s. Whilst for him it might not make much sense going back to his homegrown club of Barcelona, for them, the club itself, it would be actually the answer that they are looking for. Because for an affordable price of around 30 million euros, getting back an old star in Thiago that really understands the DNA and what it means to play for the club would be a massive coup. They already have one of the world's brightest youngest midfielder talents in Frankie de Jong, and Miralem Pjanic is replacing the outgoing Artur Melo for the following season. Thiago, Pjanic and de Jong are not quite Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta, but the technical ability of those three would still be off the charts. Throw in there the young Riqui Puig, a versatile Sergi Roberto, and the promising 18-year-old of Pedri, and you got the makings of a great midfield. On paper, it looks absolutely wonderful, doesn't it? And something really tasty to the eye. But the reality is that Ronald Koeman might be thinking otherwise. We know that at Netherlands he likes to play this 4-2-3-1 formation that I've been not shutting up for ages now. And the signing of Thiago might just make it a little more difficult for him to realize his vision of what Barcelona should be. And additionally, before closing off Barcelona's half of this episode, we have to mention how it's actually on their hands whatever Liverpool wants to do. Because Liverpool needs the money to sign Thiago, whilst Barcelona also need money, but the chips that they have to put in place do not involve Liverpool whatsoever. Liverpool would get the money from a potential departure of Wijnaldum to Barcelona, so if the club is able to persuade Koeman to buy Thiago instead of Wijnaldum, Liverpool wouldn't be even in the race. I'm not trying to take a dig here whatsoever at Liverpool. In fact, I believe we're taking more of a dig at Manchester United because they are not even mentioned in this video. In reality, I don't think that move would ever happen because they already got Van de Beek, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. Where in the world would Thiago be playing, right? But overall, if I am Thiago, what would I do? What would be the decision that I would make? If I am looking to continue at the top of European football by winning as many titles as I can, while still moving to a very attractive proposition, the Premier League would be the answer. It would be Liverpool. But if I am trying to cement myself and looking for different challenges that are closer to the heart, Barcelona then would be the other destination. It is no secret that Liverpool has the most arguments to convince a player like Thiago. But ultimately, being the answer as to fixing Barcelona is an opportunity I wouldn't miss. That's gonna be everything for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. If you learned anything new, be sure to drop us a like and leave us a subscribe, and let me know in the comment box down below, what do you think Thiago would pick? The question is not what you would pick. I do not care about you guys. I care about what would Thiago think. Because in reality, the answer is, if you're a Barça fan, of course you're gonna say Barcelona. If you're a red, of course you're gonna say Liverpool. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.